Elevation Nation, what is happening? I am sitting next to the other co-host of Elevation Nation, Sam Panitch. We were together in D.C., so we decided, you know what? It's nice to be able to sit next to your co-host for once, even though like 178 episodes we aren't together, but this one we are. What's up, Sam? How you doing?
Parker, welcome home. Welcome to the district. It's great to have you in person. It's great to have you in my room. It's weird doing these in person. I don't like that I have to turn to my right to look at you. I like looking at you through a screen, I think, better.
I know I'm too beautiful for your eyes in person, so I know my camera probably doesn't bring the full high definition effect that you're getting right now. But it's good. It's good to see you. I get to bully you a little differently rather than bully you through just a microphone, because we have to have like conversations after we finish the podcast, right? It's not like, the podcast ends. I walk out. We don't even say a word.
I hope that does happen. It's late night. I don't think I want you here very long.
All right. Well, you won't have me here much longer. I will say it's past his bedtime. But speaking of bedtime, Sam and I, you hear that? He's like, good transition. I'm like, damn right. I had that planned. Elevation Nation, we wanted to talk about a topic that I am certain affects every single one of your lives every single day, and that is the topic of sleep. It's been on top of mind for me the last month, I think. And as I've gotten older as a young adult, the more and more I've appreciated sleep. Not because, I need to get my 8 hours, not because, there's not anything to do, so I might as well go to sleep. I am literally a different person, Sam, when I get a good night's sleep. And I am at the point now that I prefer to get a good night's sleep over a lot of things that I used to do.
Such as?
Like stay up till 2 a.m. for no reason. Literally, it's fun talking and hanging with friends, but staying up to 2 a.m, you're telling me I got to wake up at 8 o'clock or whatever, and just go on my day on 6 hours of sleep? Impossible. But I will say, it's not even the weekends. We all go out and have fun on the weekends. It's during the week that I've really felt an effect. If I don't get a full good night of sleep, my entire next day is completely different. Completely different. I don't have as much energy. I'm not as, sharp at work with JJ, with my friend. You know what I mean? Do you feel that ever?
I feel that every damn day. I don't work out or I don't get a good night's sleep.
Skip the workout because you want more sleep?
Yeah. If I don't get the normal, okay. We're talking sleep. We're gonna have to do the whole damn thing. But I read this book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. I read it when I first graduated college, and I was really struggling with my sleep schedule. I was in New York. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. to get into the office on time, to get a workout in, whatever. And at first, when I moved to New York, I was trying to just float and stay alive and try to get used to waking up at, I guess at that point, I wasn't even going to the gym. Waking up at 7:30 to make it to the office by 8:30. And I read this book, and essentially, I still do one of the practices to this day, which in the cover of my gratitude journal that I write in every night is an affirmation phrase that I read to myself that is in the book. And it's essentially I am going to bed tonight at blank o'clock. I am waking up tomorrow at blank o'clock, which gives me X hours of sleep. That is plenty that I need in order to conquer my day. And I plan out before I go to bed how many hours I should be getting and convince myself that no matter what, that is enough. Sometimes it works.
You're saying if you have 4 hours of sleep and you convince yourself that that's enough, that your day is completely okay?
No. Never. But I've never tried to only get 4 hours of sleep. I've never gotten only 4 hours of sleep. I need 7 or 8. But I read that every single night before I go to bed to try to just make sure that I know I don't need to hit snooze. Because I think there's a difference, Parker, with what you're facing right now, which is you're on the road, you're not sleeping in your own bed, so you're not getting high quality sleep. Whereas when you're home and you sleep, 7 hours, maybe you for some reason are a little groggy when you hit your alarm, and then you hit snooze for another 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, and you skip your workout. That is what I think this affirmation helps to prevent. It doesn't save you when you only get 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more of like a mindset thing for you. I'm talking about like the physical aspect of sleeping. Like my alarm clock is set every morning for 6:25. It goes off at 6:25 every single morning, and I don't even hit snooze. I just go back to sleep till 7 because I know that's when I really wake up. It's just 6:25, so I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay, I have 35 extra minutes to sleep, and it feels nice because you always forget because you're sleeping that it's gonna go off, and then you wake up, you're like, oh, I actually can go back to bed, which is nice. So it's like a nice little present at the beginning of the morning. So that's a little tip, Elevation Nation. If you do it, try it. Some people might like it, some people may hate it. I just like. It's crazy I'm having this like conversation. Like I feel like I'm such an old man. It's just like sometimes it's just like in the middle of the night, you wake up, it's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever, and you're just sitting there. What do you do when you're trying to go back to sleep? Because when you're like you're up. You're like up. You're not looking at your phone. You're just up. It's not like you're up and then you're like able to fall right back. You're up, you're conscious, then you're thinking. Next thing you know, you're like thinking about, oh, I'm trying to go to sleep. Then your head's on the side. You're like really trying to go to sleep. And then it's like you're in your head and you go through this loop and you just can't fall back to sleep. Is there anything specific that you do?
I'm very lucky. This happens very rarely to me. I would say maybe once every 3 months, which is awesome because my mom is an insomniac and doesn't sleep well. And so that's been hard for sure to see. And I hope I don't have that gene too. I'm very lucky. I really like my bed. I did not buy a very expensive bed, but for some reason, I freaking love it. And it's amazing. And I also sleep with 8 pillows. People who know me know I love pillows. I put pillows under my arms. I put them under my back, under my neck, under my hips, everywhere. I love pillows. That helps me sleep. But on the times when I can't fall asleep, when I'm having trouble, I read again. I go back and I read because reading makes your eyes tired. And so that is what I do to trick myself to go back to bed, drink some water, go to the bathroom, read for a bit, and then hopefully fall asleep. But those are the nights, Parker, to your point, that are the worst the next day. Because like if I wake up, it's like 1 a.m. and I'm up till 3 because I can't fall asleep and I'm reading, there's no shot I'm going to the gym. Yeah, I read, but there's no shot I'm going to the gym in the morning, which then ruins my day. So even if I sleep in an extra hour or 2 to make up for it, because I skipped the gym, I'm screwed.
I completely agree. But I feel like skipping the gym is still worth it to get those extra hours. Whereas if you only got the 5 hours, then you go to the gym, I feel like you really feel it in the afternoon. And it wasn't worth it to go to the gym at that point. But I'm completely like the days I get 8 hours of sleep and I don't go to the gym, I am a completely different person than the 8 hours if I go. Like,
talk a little about how I convinced you to be a morning workout guy.
Morning workout guy. Yeah, I never was a morning workout guy. I used to sleep till 8:30. Roll over, open my computer, and Elevation Nation. I know there's some of you out there. You wake up, you go brush your teeth, you grab a glass of water, and you have your computer open 5 minutes later. You're ready for your workday. Sam, I will give him kudos. Is he convinced me to try to work out before my workday, and it has changed. Honestly, if it changes your life a little bit, it changes your life. It changed my life a little bit, and it changed the way I perform, the way I think about the day. Think about the day in the sense that I'm not just going to bed and I'm going right into work. I'm going to bed and I'm waking up and I'm doing something that is good for me physically and mentally, and I'm also accomplishing something before work. And I'm also doing something that isn't work. I'm enjoying 2 hours, an hour and a half of just time that allows me to get into the rhythm of the day rather than just, boom, hopping on a meeting, 9 o'clock, 5 minutes after you woke up. And I think that's helped me elevate a lot. That's helped me grow as a person, helped me be more intentional how I spend my time. Obviously, not going to the gym after work has opened up a lot of time we have our normal job. We also got a podcast. Now we got a newsletter. Now we got in-person events. And I have a girlfriend. And I have friends that I want to see too. And still play golf. And still be able to go out and do things. And so it makes sense to just get the workout before, the day starts.
Workout in the morning, meditate in the morning. It will change your life. Trust me. If you can get over the fear or the annoyingness of having to wake up a little bit earlier, even 30 minutes earlier, like work out before you go to work. I don't care if you're commuting. I don't care if you work from home. Wake up a little bit earlier and get your blood pumping, man. Like you will be sharper at work. You will feel like less of an asshole. You will feel more confident. It'll be great. But I do have one more thing to say. I forgot to say the most important part of why I sleep so well. And I get made fun of a lot. And it really hurts my feelings. But I don't give a shit because it helps me sleep. When I lived in New York, we lived above a bar. It was loud as shit. I hated it. The only way I could get okay sleep was I had to sleep with earplugs and an eye mask on. And I still do that to this day.
And he's still single to this day. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding about that, but that was the joke. The earplugs, listen, the mask is one thing, but the earplugs,
They're pink too.
I couldn't do it. I feel like all the earbuds are pink. Okay, I like that. At least you're honest. And Elevation Nation now has some beef on Sam, some public beef. Damn, we'll have to post that as a clip. What's up, Elevation Nation? We're taking a little Snapchat. Are you going to post that on the story? Yeah.
I'm getting you content for TikTok.
No, you should post that on the story. That's cool. As we're talking, Elevation Nation can hear. All right. New thing we're doing on Elevation Nation. We're highlighting all the amazing people in Elevation Nation, our community of elevators who are conquering themselves. No, not conquering themselves. They're conquering the real world as a young adult. So I got one person to shout out. Sam's got one person to shout out. And my person this week that I am shouting out is Elevator 87, Jamari Bogan, my dude, based out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. He was just named to Kalamazoo 30 under 30 from Western Michigan University. That is an amazing accomplishment for Jamari. He's doing amazing things for the community up in Kalamazoo, both as a philanthropist, but also an entrepreneur. And he is an amazing dude. If you want to connect with Jamari, I'll hook it up. I'll set it up. Jamari will always want to talk to any young elevator, so just DM us.
Our next elevator spotlight shout out goes to our little brother, the one and only Jesse K, elevator number 47. You may have seen, we reposted it on Elevation Nation, but your boy was on Dr. Phil. He was not on like a satirical skit, like as a expert on our generation. On our generation, he was talking about it. And Jesse, as always, you excelled, you delivered. I love when you started it off and said, "Well, thanks for having me, Dr. Phil." I mean, that was just so prime time. Jesse K in the spotlight, and as always, elevators shine. So, congratulations, Jesse, on your Dr. Phil appearance.
I still can't believe it. I was like, wait, this is actually happening. But that's so Jesse. And if you want to learn a little bit more about who Jesse is and what type of person, Jesse, he is, like, go check out his episode. I mean, what a dude. He's doing a billion things while still also going to school at Cornell and starting like a billion different companies and raising money for charity. Dude's incredible. And now he could say he's on Dr. Phil. Maybe he'll be a recurring guest. We'll see. He's definitely going to be a recurring guest on Elevation Nation because we need to have him on soon, catch up. But Elevation Nation, the 15 minutes is up, which means Fortitude in 15 is up, which means Sam and I are going to go to bed because that's the topic of the conversation tonight, and it's 10 o'clock.
Until next week, Elevation Nation, good night and peace.